Hey, 8th graders, today we're going to review order of operations. I know right now that your worksheet doesn't have a spot for your name, so make sure your name goes at the top. Then you'll see at the top of your worksheet you have a triangle, and I've split mine into 4 pieces with 3 lines. Order of operations is something we do in math where we have to follow a specific order in order to solve a problem. Every problem we do in math always has to be done in this order. And you might remember that at the top of our triangle, or the first thing we do, is parentheses. So parentheses comes first, followed by E, which stands for exponents. Multiplication and division are next. They are at the same level. I say they're at the same level because if you see multiplication first when you're reading left to right, you do that. If division comes first, you do that first. They're at the same level. It's just whichever you see first when you read from left to right. Addition and subtraction is the same way. They're on the same level. If you see subtraction first, then you do subtraction first. If you see addition first, you do addition first. We're going to start with the first example. I'm looking at this example, 5 plus the quantity 8 minus 4 squared divided by 2. Going to my triangle, I should see, do I see parentheses? Yes, I do. I'm going to do what's in parentheses first. 8 minus 4 is 4. Now I've done everything in parentheses so they can go away. And it's squared. I still have my divided by 2. And I still have my 5 plus. Done with parentheses. Next step is exponents. Do I see exponents? I do. Now, please don't break Miss Miller's heart into 500 pieces. My exponent is 4 squared, or 4 to the second power. I know that 4 squared is the same thing as 4 times 4. If you were thinking 8, you broke my heart. 4 squared is not 8, but instead it's 4 times 4, which is 16. I've done my exponents. I'm going to bring everything else down. I have 5 plus and divided by 2. Next, I look multiplication and division. They're at the same level. Do I see multiplication? No. Do I see division? Yes. So I will do that next. 16 divided by 2 is 8. I have no other multiplication or division, so I can move to the next step, addition, subtraction. I see addition. 5 plus 8 equals 13. I want you to pause this video. Oh, just kidding. Ms. Miller's joking. Don't pause the video yet. You're going to watch example 2, and then you can pause the video. All right. Our next example. So example 2 in your notes, we have 16 divided by the quantity 5 minus 3 squared times 2. Now I'm going to erase my check marks, and I'm going to go back through order of operations. First thing I look for is, do I see parentheses? I do. So I'm going to do what's in parentheses first. 5 minus 3 is 2. I've done everything in parentheses, so I don't need my parentheses. It's squared. I have a times 2 on this side and a 16 divided by on that side. I go to my next step, exponents. Do I see exponents? Yes. 2 squared is the same thing as 2 times 2. 2 squared is 4. And I can bring everything else down. Now it's going to get tricky. My next step is multiplication and division. Do I see multiplication? Yes. Do I see division? Yes. And Joseph, this is where I really want you to be paying attention. Which do I do first? They're at the same level, so it could go multiplication and then division, or it could go division then multiplication. I want to look. If I'm reading it from left to right, like we read in English, from left to right, I want to do the operation that comes first between multiplication and division. What am I going to do first? I'm going to divide. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And I did that first because division comes first when we read left to right. I'm done with my division. I now have times 2 left. I can now do my multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8. Our answer to example 2 is 8. You have the next 2 problems on your own to practice, and then there are review problems on the bottom, which are some skills about constant proportionality that you did last year in 7th grade.